Hey guys, we're here doing the very last of the 4 videos in the series of change. What we did in this series was to create the structure of strategy, structure, culture for a business, and we transposed that back into mind, body, spirit for an individual. The laws of nature are really important. The laws of nature explain how life works from a spiritual point of view. So we might think in everyday terms that religion or righteousness or values in a corporate sense are the rules of the game. But there are other rules of life, rules of the game. And the rules of the game that are played by the universe are very, very different to the rules of the game that are played by you and your household, by your thoughts, by your beliefs, by the books you've read, by the moral code that keeps everybody from eating each other. So the codes that we use in everyday life, the ethics and morals, are built to control societies and keep us in a good space and to make us feel in some way part of something organized. The universal laws have no bearing on that topic. The universal laws and the universal laws of nature are one in the same topic, are 5, and those 5 universal laws explain things from a far, far different perspective than the human emotional morals and ethics, religion and race viewpoint. So maybe the universal laws of nature aren't the thing that run your business. Maybe the universal laws of nature aren't the code that you operate under at home when you're talking about emotions and what have you, and romance and how much sex you have. Maybe the universal laws aren't the first thing you think of when you think, how do I live my life? But if you're looking for the big picture, if you're looking for to connect yourself to a motive bigger than yourself, if you want to get past your ego, if you want to create change in your life or the lives of others, you need to look beyond worldly laws. You need a universal viewpoint in order to understand your role, your position, your operation, your values, your purpose, in a sense, your role in the world you live in. So I'd like you to enjoy this video, sketch video. If there's any questions, please ask. If there's any comments, I'd be happy to receive them. Thumbs up is always a great thing to give at the end of it. Have a great day. So let's now talk about on our scribble sheet, spirit. Body, mind, spirit. Strategy, structure, culture. We've talked about the spirit. I can't remember which side we put them on. Body and mind, doesn't matter. But the spirit is really the vision and the inspiration and the purpose that links it. So let's talk about the vision. Here's the future. Here's the past. Here's the present. Here's the known future, where we talk about goals. And that's cool. We know, we say, in 12 months' time, I want. That's really good. This is the wants, the goals. As soon as you start getting outside of the known future, which is just a very short period of time, we get into the unknown. Now, in the process of manifestation, scripting the unknown becomes the single most important thing, and we call that the vision. Now, a vision is typically things you see with your eyes, but when we're talking this vision, we're talking about things you see with your heart. And your vision, therefore, doesn't come from you. This is a person with a vision. It actually comes to you. So to put yourself in a place where your vision can become conscious to you. So if you say, where will I be in a year? That's really easy. You can write your goals. Where will I be in 3 years? The goals become a little bit wobbly, but they're all based on what you know is the present. Where will I be in 10 years? Oh, that's a massive question mark, given that COVID has just taught us that the world can change. But here's where the vision is really important, because what we start to do is get a sense of application of ourselves to the future. So in doing a vision quest in traditional ways, in native ways, you'd typically go bush for 30 days, or 14 to 30 days, let's say that. And whether it's in a Himalayan cave or under a tree, you'd sit and you would go sort of crazy nuts and wait for your body to explode, and you'd start writing down a vision. Now, I've seen the result of this in the modern world when traditional processes are abused, and when people use drugs or peyote or meditation retreats with Vipassana. And I tell you now, it's a total absolute crock. It's a waste of time. The process I have created instead is a 30-day do-it-yourself vision quest at home. So the 30-day do-it-yourself vision quest at home involves some diet changes, some exercise changes, it involves some mindset changes, it involves some environmental changes, it involves some values, prioritization, values, some priorities. So at the end of all that, you start to, I think what you'd start to do is you start to get a more and more clear and peaceful mind. And then with that clear, peaceful mind, for about 30 minutes a day, we go out and visualize. Now, visualize doesn't mean, I'm going to see in my mind's eye a keyboard or a computer or a tree. Visualize means to sit empty. And the process of being empty is just so precious, and it's in that emptiness that you get visions. 30 days, 30 visions, vision days, back to back. There's 7 areas of life. You end up with 1 vision per area. So you end up at the end of this process with 7 times 30, 210 vision notes. The 30th day, you end up with 1. So the vision quest process is so important, because vision equals spirit. When you're running a marathon and you get halfway through it, you're running a marathon or you're running something, let's say life is a marathon, you get halfway through the marathon, you get blisters on your feet, you get a rash on your bum, you really you're busting to go to the toilet, you feel like shit, your hair starts to fall out, everything starts to go wrong. The question is, why wouldn't I go back and sit on the couch where I was before, where it's no pain? Why wouldn't I go back? Why would I continue one single step forward? And it's a huge question, and it goes to motive. And motive is the spirit. So you can apply the spirit to everything, and the question's going to be, why would I get to the end of something that's bloody hurting when the option is to stop and go back to where it doesn't hurt? How do I get a sense of pleasure? Remember the 4 separations. How do I get a sense of pleasure in arriving at the finishing line? And the answer will be, you will go through enormous pain to get to something that you have a motive that's greater than self.
So the spirit is greater than the self. The spirit's not in the body. So when we do a vision quest, what we're trying to do is create motive for life, motive for sport, motive for building the family, motive for going through hardship, motive for discipline, motive. So this motive becomes a massive sense of delayed gratification. It's a sense of pleasure that you will derive from not having pleasure in the short term. And so the vision and the spirit become really important for all healing, all addiction breaking, all things we do to make ourselves better. Plus, it gives us incredible commitment, incredible discipline to have ethics and morals that will get us to the end game rather than to live our life by rules and by exercises. The last step is self-talk, which we call psychology. Now, nobody treats you better than you treat yourself. Nobody treats you better than you treat yourself. So, and the way you treat yourself is revealed by what you say to yourself. So if you took a script of the words that you say to yourself and said those things to your very best friend, would they still be your best friend? And is what you say to yourself today, the same as what you said to yourself yesterday? In other words, as you grow from being unaware, as you grow in self-awareness, what do you say to yourself when you make a mistake? What do you say to yourself when things don't go right? Do you say the same thing? The answer is, of course not. The bigger you are in the world, the size of your vision determines the size of your self-talk. And self-talk at this level has to be far, far bigger self-talk than the self-talk we had when we were small. It relates to the universal laws of nature. And that's why I teach the universal laws, because at a certain point you need a universal consciousness in order to manage all the little selves that reawaken them and invite you to be distracted and operate out of the small self. So to have this bigger self, I think there is, and it is absolutely foundational, that if you have a big vision, that you have big self-talk. And so spirit and self-talk, the words you say to yourself as the driver of the coach and the horses, the things you say to yourself about things that go on in the mind and the body are really important in order to keep you on track. So let's go over it. Spirit is vision and self-talk. Body is mindset and cellular. Mind is environment and values, which equals work. By focusing on these three all at once, change will be continuous. And the one thing we learn from life, if you ask any aged person, any person of maturity, any person of wisdom, the one constant, there's one constant in the entire universe equals change. Master change equals master life. And I believe we've got to do it daily to avoid calamities, disasters, and humbling circumstances which will make us want to change. This is Chris. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please share it. Bye for now.
So that brings us to an end of this 4-part series of change. We know now from the work that we've done together, that if you're going to change one, whether it's strategy, structure, or culture, or if you're going to change mind or body or spirit, it's change one, change all. And that's a great quote. And it's actually the title of the podcast series that I do with Troy Jones. If you want to switch over to iTunes and have a listen to some of those podcasts, you may also be inspired by what it has to offer. This is Chris Walker. Have a great day. Bye for now.